Welcome to the Sports Card Hustle.
Hey everybody, this is Michael coming to you with another episode on the Sports Card Hustle channel, where I'm going to talk to each and every one of you about the 8 little known ways to improve your sports card investing. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, because it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and lets other sports card investors, other sports card collectors, and people looking to flip their sports cards know that this video is for each and every one of them too. So subscribe down below, give it a big thumbs up. Really do appreciate it if you're supporting the channel, and I want to thank each and every one of you for doing so. And I want to thank each and every one of you. We're going to get into today's episode right now, because I've put together 8 little known ways to improve your sports card investing, because there's a lot of people that are new to the hobby, a lot of people that have left the hobby and came back, and there's a lot of people that have been in the hobby for a long time, but there's always a few tips, tricks, and insights that can help people become better investors over time. So I'm going to share my little known ways with each and every one of you, starting with number 1, and that is to consider how much risk you are willing to take before you make any investment purchases, and decide what the right category of cards is for you, because you have to know how much you're willing to risk. Because I always say, don't invest any money in sports cards that you're not willing to lose, and that can go for stocks as well. You should only be investing money in investments that you're willing to lose, and you have to find the right category for you. Is it Pokemon cards? Is it baseball cards? Is it hockey cards? Or is it going to be a little bit of everything? Because you have to do what's right for you to make sure that you are making good decisions. And that goes right into tip number 2, investing in what you know. You don't see me going out and buying Pokemon cards, because I don't know anything about Pokemon cards. So if you don't know anything about baseball cards or baseball players, you probably shouldn't be investing in baseball cards. So you got to invest in what you know. That is really one of the key differences between successful sports card investors and people that are just dabbling and sometimes even losing money. People that invest in what they know have a slight edge over the market, because they're sticking to their specialties. And we're going to flow right into tip number 3 of the day, which is to invest in scarcity. So once you've determined how much risk you're willing to take and what category of cards you want to be in, and you've kind of figured out what cards you feel you know a lot about, investing in scarcity can really, truly give you an edge. Because when you invest in short prints or numbered cards, there's a lot more likelihood that if these players do well, that the card prices will increase, because everybody's looking for a card that is numbered to 199 or 299 as opposed to a base card. So it's good to collect base cards, but it's also great to invest in scarcity, because it goes back to the principle of supply and demand. How much supply of a card is there, and how much demand is there for that specific player? If you get a great player's card, such as a Mike Trout that is a short print to 199, there is a huge demand for Mike Trout. Now, if his card's only numbered to 199, there's going to be a strong likelihood that there will be more demand for that card than the actual supply. So it all goes back to the principles of supply and demand. Invest in scarcity, and that will give you an even greater edge over the market. Now, tip number 4 today is to always look up the price history of a card. And there's various ways to do that, but first and foremost, you want to look up the price histories of a card, because what if you pay $100 for a card that was selling for $100 last week, but now it's selling for half the price at 50. You've invested in a bad deal. So you always want to look up the price history of a card, and there's ways to do that. You can go to comc.com. You could always go to eBay, and you can look up recent sales. I like to do it on eBay, and I also like to look up the card prices on COMC, because that gives you a great idea of what cards are selling for right now. But if you want to even go a step further, you can dive on into the sports card forums. And once you've looked at all three of these three different places, you can get a great idea of what the demand for a card is, what the supply for a card is, and what price it is currently going for. So you make a great decision, not just a half decent one. And now once you have determined what a card should be going for or what you're willing to pay, I always say negotiate, 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 and then negotiate some more. Currently on eBay alone, my average purchase price is 31% below the asking price. So I do get a lot of no's, but I also get a few yeses. So you gotta be willing to negotiate, because when you negotiate, when you make offers that you believe are fair, maybe not necessarily what someone's asking for, but you believe they're fair, you can get a great deal. So 31% below ask. Essentially, by the time these cards arrive to my house, I've already made money on them because I could sell them for more than what I purchased them for. But I also feel a lot better sleeping at night, because if these cards decrease immediately, well, I didn't pay the full asking price. And the one thing that I have noticed is it's a lot easier to get a bigger discount on a cheaper card than it is to get on a very expensive card. So when you're dealing with cards that are, say, under $100, it's easier to get the 30% off. But when you're dealing with cards in the $200, $300, $400, $500 range, I always say to at least aim for 20% off. And if you don't get it, if the card isn't that scarce, you can always find another seller. So don't be afraid to negotiate, 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 and my friends, negotiate some more. That is one of the biggest keys in life and sports card investing. At least that's what I think. Now, rolling right into the sixth little known way to improve your sports card investing is to not buy cards the second they hit the open market. Typically, when a player's card just hits the market, there's a very limited supply, but demand is hot. So if you were looking at a Zion Williamson Prism rookie card, some of the highest prices on his base card were right when the Prism line hit the market this year, because there was a lot of demand and a limited amount of supply. So don't buy cards when they first hit the market. Wait, have some patience. Wait a couple weeks until the market cools, and typically, pretty much almost every single time, you will see those cards decrease in value. Not saying they can't go back up to what they were worth the day they hit the market, but due to supply and demand, you're going to pay a premium to get a card the second it comes out. And that could be said for the sneaker market as well. I mean, I come from buying a lot of Yeezy sneakers, and they are usually going for a premium the day they hit the market, or if you can get them pre-market, they're going for even more, because some people just want to say they have them the day they came out, but they usually tend to pull back a little bit before going back up. So never buy a card the day it hits the market. Wait 2, maybe 3 weeks, see how the market cools, and then, and only then, should you get into investing in that specific player. And that could be said for about 95 to 99% of the cards that hit the market. Just wait. Have some patience, and you won't regret it, my friends. Now, going into the seventh little known way to improve your sports card investing is knowing when to sell. That's right. When do you sell? Everybody asks, when should they sell a card? Now, it's different for everybody, but I will say one thing. you don't want to kick yourself if a card goes up to $500 and then pulls back to $200 and say, man, I wish I sold. And you also don't want to kick yourself if you sell a card at $500 and it goes up to $700. So I like to set price target. It comes from the principles of stock market investing. How much of a return are you looking to get? So if I bought a card for $100, I would be looking for a 2 to 3x return. That's right, a 2 to 3x return. So if that card goes from 100 to 200, depending on who that is and what card it is specifically, and after I go on the COMC, the forums, and eBay to see the actual demand of the card, I might get out at 200. But typically, I like to wait for a 3x return and sell at 300. So I'm perfectly happy making a 3 times return on my investment. And you should be too, because that is a great return on your money. So I'm looking for a 2x to 3x return, and I'm okay selling that card at $300 if it even were to go up to $400 or $500, because what if it went back to $100 or $75? I'd probably be kicking myself. So set a price target, whatever you feel is best for you, and then stick to those targets. If you buy a card for $100 and you want to see a 3x return, start to offload those cards when it hits $300. It's as simple as that. You have to have a set of rules and discipline if you're going to be coming into the sports card market as an investor. And price targets are one of the best ways to keep you in line. Now, going right into the 8th and final way to improve your sports card investing is to simply enjoy the hobby, my friends. You have to enjoy this. You have to enjoy the research. You have to enjoy the sports. You have to enjoy the community. You have to enjoy the hustle, the work that it's gonna take to be successful at this. And you have to have a passion for it. But if you are having fun and enjoying the hobby, regardless if you're losing money or making money or just breaking even, if you're having fun, I always say it is well worth it. So the 8th and final little known way to improve your sports card investing today is to simply have some fun. If you're not having fun, why do it anyways? There's a lot of ways to make money. There's a lot of hobbies out there that you could potentially have fun in and enjoy. So make sure you're having fun, my friends. That's what it all comes back to at the end of the day. Some good old-fashioned entertainment and fun, and making money along the way. This has been 8 little known ways to improve your sports card investing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I am very much enjoying making them for you. So give it a big thumbs up. That's right, I will wait. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. But if you guys were not a part of the first giveaway, make sure you also follow me on Instagram, because we are going to be doing a very special announcement in the coming days about our next upcoming giveaway, and it is going to be on Instagram, my friends. So make sure you follow me over there, subscribe down below, and give this video a big thumbs up, because I'm Michael with the Sports Card Hustle. And until next time, my friends, peace out!